In this video, we're discussing about the Google Play Store analysis dataset. In the Google Play Store analysis, first you have to follow the business problem and then you can make a SQL analysis and then Power BI dashboard. For the SQL analysis, I'm using Microsoft SQL Server, and for the dashboard, I'm using Power BI. In our Google Play Store analysis, we have two tables in our data set. First is a Google Play Store analysis, and the second is a Google Play Store user reviews. In the Google Play Store analysis, we have categories, apps, in their rating, reviews, and much more. And the user review, we have sentiment, apps, and the sentiment polarity and sentiment subjectivity kind of things into our second table. So let's have a look into the business problem of our Google Play Store analysis dataset. The purpose of this Google Play Store analysis project is to analyze the Google Play Store app dataset to drive insight into the app market. We aim to understand the factors that contribute to an app success, including user review, rating, and category. We want to explore user sentiment towards apps by analyzing the user review dataset. Additionally, we can see insight into the popularity of app category based on the total number of install and sentiment popularity of a user reviews. The main purpose of this project is to give a guide and recommendation to app developers to enhance their app preferences and user satisfactions. Into our analysis, first you have to give an overview of a dataset by providing the total number of unique app and categories in our dataset. Secondly, you have to find the total number of categories and how many apps are belonging to these categories. And the next thing, we have to define the top rated free apps. In this analysis, we have to define the apps, and in the top rated we have been choosing rating and reviews in the sense of top rated because these are the most important factor to define some apps is being top rated. So we are choosing reviews and rating in the apps, and we have to filter of data in the sense of free apps. Like in our data set, we have two types of apps, free app and paid app. So in our analysis, we just have to choose the free apps, and then we have to move over most review apps, like the apps that have highest number of reviews. And then we have to find the average rating of the category, like which category is highest average rating. And then we have to find the top categories by highest number of installs. And then we have to find average sentiment polarity by app category, like which categories have more average sentiment polarity. And then lastly, we have to find sentiment reviews by categories, like which category has more positive, negative, or neutral reviews. So this is all the business problem that we have to follow in our SQL queries part and the Power BI part. So let's start our SQL part. I'm opening my Microsoft SQL server and then connecting it, and then I'm clicking on database and then new database. I am selecting my name of database as Google Play Store Analysis. And then pressing OK, and I'm clicking plus sign on database, and then here is my database Google Play Store Analysis. I'm going to task and then import flat files, and then going to next, and then browse my first table as Google Play Store, and then just clicking on use unchecking on rich data types, and I'm changing the data types of some of our columns in dataset. Like for apps, I'm choosing nvarchar max, and for rating I'll be choosing nvarchar 50, and same is for reviews and installs. I'm doing this just because our data set is a numeric data, but there is some alphabets in our data, might be a commas in our data. So when we execute our data as a float or int, so it can't be working in Microsoft Power BI server. So that is the reason I'm choosing nvarchar 50, and I'm allowing all the null values. And now I uploading my second table by using the same method as I used for first one. Unchecking the usage data type detection, and then changing the data type of translated reviews, because there's a lot more sentences in our translated reviews, so I have to take it into nvarchar max, and our data is being uploaded. Now if you click on plus sign of our Google Play Store analysis and then tables, and here is your two tables. If you did not find these two tables into your dataset, you simply press a fresh button in object explore menu, and you get your tables. Now, as you know, when you're uploading our Google Play Store analysis, so we allow null values in our table. So first you have to remove the null values in the Google Play Store table, and we did not need to remove the null values in our Google Play Store user review table because that we did not allow null values and there is no null values in data. So I'm removing the null values in Google Play Store data by using selecting all columns and then from our table Google Play Store, and then I'm using where class and choosing the column name of app is null, our category is null, our rating is null, and I'm using the same statement for all the other columns that is on our data. By using this method, we can find that if there is any null values in our data set in any one of the columns that is in our table, then we get these tables. I'm just copy and pasting this or is null statement because it is common in all the lines, and just replacing the name of a column in our table. And here is our last column name, and now I'm selecting my query and then executing it. And now you can see that there is a 2 rows in our dataset that has null values, like in content rating and another. So we have to remove these null values in it. So I'm choosing delete from and then where statement. I'm choosing delete from our table and then where statement as we used to detect the null values in our dataset in the above query. This is the same one. Now you can see 2 rows affected. Our null rows is being deleted in our Google Play Store data table. Now we have to find the overview of our data. And we have to provide our dataset by how many unique app and categories in our dataset. So I'm choosing select and then from statement from our Google Play Store data. I'm choosing count and distinct app as a using alias as AS and then total apps. It gives us the total unique apps in our dataset, and I'm using the same count distinct function for our category as it gives us the total unique categories that is in our dataset. Now I'm executing this query, and now you can see we have total 9636 apps and total 33 unique categories in our dataset. Now we have to explore app categories and count. Retrieve the unique app categories and the count of apps in each category. So I'm using select statement. And then from our table of DB Google Play Store. And then I'm selecting the category and count of apps as total apps, and I'm using group by class because when we group by our data by the categories and we are defining the data according to our category, our whole data is grouped by category. And now I'm using order by statement as to total apps into descending order. Now it shows us the highest number of apps to the lowest number of apps in each category. And now I wanted to filter my data into top 5. So I'm just selecting top 5, and you can see the top 5 categories are family, games, tools, medical, and then business that have more number of apps. Now we have to define top rated free apps, identify the top rated free apps. For this time, I'm using select statement and then from. I'm using apps and in which categories they are being belonging. And in the term of top rated, I'm choosing rating and the reviews also, because rating and reviews define the top rated apps. These are the most important factors to define the top rated apps. So I'm choosing rating and reviews, and I'm using order by into rating into descending order as shows as values from highest to lowest. Now I'm selecting my query, and here you can see, as you can see that there is any values in our data set. So we didn't know what is these NaN values in our data set. So I'm removing these NaN values. And one more thing, I'm using in my where class that we have to define top rated free apps. So I'm choosing filter for type where type is a free, and then I'm removing this rating NaN values in our rating column by simply the sign of letter greater than and lower than sign. And now you can see we have top rated apps, in which category they are being belonging, and how many reviews and how many rating they have. And I'm selecting the filter of top 10 apps, and you can see one is a comic and two is a three is events, and all the other 6 are dating apps that have more rating and reviews. So now we have to find most review apps that have with the highest number of reviews. So I'm choosing most review apps. I'm selecting and then from statement from our table of Google Play Store, and then selecting apps, and I'm choosing review, and I'm going to order by class and choosing it into descending order DSC. Now we can get the apps that have highest number of reviews and down toward the lowest number of reviews. Also wanted to see in which category these apps are being belonging, so I'm also adding category into my select statement. And now you can see I'm also using the top 10 filter. One is for sport, tools, and then shopping and sports. Mostly are belonging to sports category. Mostly apps that have higher number of views are belonging to app category. Now we're moving toward our other analysis like average rating by category. In this analysis we have to define the categories that have more average rating. So I'm using select statement and from over table Google Play Store, and I'm choosing category and then rating, and I'm choosing average of rating using AVG function and name it as average rating. Now I'm using order by class as average rating into descending order from highest rating to lowest rating. And now you can see Our data type nvar is invalid for average operation. Because our data type is nvar, so I'm using try cast function and then converting our data type into float. Now I'm executing my query and I'm not using group by class, so I'm adding group by class and adding category into our group by because I wanted to group my whole data based on categories. And now you can see events as more rating and then education and then art and design and books and preferences and personalization and all the other categories. And I'm using the top 5 filter by using top 5, and you can see the top 5 categories that have more average rating. Now I'm defining top categories by number of installs and defining the top category the highest total number of installs. I'm using select statement and then from our table Google Play Store. I'm choosing category and then installs as sum of installs. I'm using alias and then total install. Now I'm using group by category. And then order by total installs. Now I'm executing my query. Now our data type is nvar and it's going to be converted in apply into sum operator. So if you can see in our dataset, we have installed in the column of install we have values 5,000 plus, 500 plus, 5 million plus. So I'm using this function in which I'm using sum and then cast and then replace and substring and then patent text. By using this function we can get our results. So in this function, firstly patent text define the non-numeric value in our dataset and then substring convert this, extract the numeric data before this non-numeric value in our column, and then we replace our data with and changes data type and then we get some of our values. In term of our column, as you know, in our column of installs, we have non-numeric value plus in our column. So firstly, patent text identify this non-numeric value plus, and then this substring extract the values before this non-numeric value, like either be 500, 5,000, 5 billion, and so on. And then this cast and replace value convert these values in our column into integer values, and then we get sum by using sum function of all these values in our column. There is little error. I think so. I'm writing the name of substring as sunstring. That is the reason this error is causing. So now I'm correcting it. Now when we execute this query, we get our results. I'm choosing order by into descending order from highest to lowest. Now you can see the categories that have highest number of installs are family, games, tools, medical, productivity, and business. And I'm using the filter of top 10. Now we're moving toward our other analysis. Average sentiment polarity by app category. Analyze average sentiment polarity by category. In this analysis, we have to use the join statement. I'm using select and then from. Firstly, I'm using DBO Google Play Store data, and I'm choosing category from this table, and I'm using join statement and then DBO Google Play Store user review, and then I'm using on and then define the primary key in both of these tables. As you know, primary key in both of these tables are apps. So firstly, I'm choosing DBO Google Play Store apps, and then it's equal to DBO Google Play Store dot user review dot apps. And now I'm defining the sentiment polarity from our second table, which is Google Play Store user review. And I'm choosing average of sentiment polarity and giving it name as average sentiment polarity. Now I'm using group by class and then category and then order by into average sentiment polarity. As you can see, our sentiment polarity is NVAR chart, so we're using try cast function as we use for rating in above analysis, and then using try cast sentiment polarity as float. And now we are executing our query. Now you can see that the average sentiment polarity by which category I'm choosing descending order from highest to lowest, and now you can see our data is being ordered in the form of highest to lowest, like categories that have higher average sentiment polarity than the category that are lowest sentiment polarity. I'm using top 10 filter. The try cast function that we use in rating is sentiment polarity. There is one use of it. You do not need to change the data type of a column into a separate statement. We just use this try cast function and then change the data type of our column into same statement in which we are performing other analysis. In the last, we have to find sentiment reviews by app category. So we have to join both of the tables as we join in our above analysis. I'm using select statement and then from. And I'm choosing DBO Google Play Store and choosing the category column. I'm using join, and then our other table DBO Google Play Store user review, and I'm using joining both these tables by the app, which is a primary key in both of these tables. And now I'm choosing sentiment from our second table of Google Play Store user review. And now when you execute our query, and you can see that our data is not in the group by class. I'm going to write group by class into our query. So we have all the rows in our data and then defining which category they belong. So it is better to represent the data by using group by class. So I'm using group by class into category. And I'm also adding the count of like which sentiment is being appearing more time in which category. So we can define it by using count of all as total sentiment. it gives as a total negative sentiment and total positive sentiment in our data, and I'm using this total sentiment of count of in our order by class, and I'm also using the where class in which you can see in our data has NaN values as same in the rating. So I have to remove these NaN values by using where class and then sentiment greater than lower than sign and then the value that I wanted to remove. I also have to add a sentiment into my group by class, and now when we execute our query you can see that these are our result. And now you can see the highest sentiments are from positive and then negative for the games. Now you can see in the top 10 values are using filter the top 10, then executing this query. Now you can see in the top 10 there are only 2 times where negative sentiments are higher than the positive sentiments, and there is no neutral sentiment in the top 10 values according to category. So this is all the analysis that we have to do in Google Play Store analysis. If you are really interested in the Power BI part of this Google Play Store analysis, then stay tuned with us, and might be at the time when you're watching this video, this part is already been uploaded, so you can go and watch this video. And if you need any kind of a guidance into SQL or the Power BI part, then simply comment me, I will reply to your comments.